Welcome back to My Living Media podcast. My name is Paul Gagliardi, president of My Living Media. Today, our special guest is Eileen Gresham, owner, Reg Street Consignment. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Welcome here.
Oh, thank you. I'm excited to be here. A little nervous.
Yeah, that's fine. We met a week ago, and there's no way you were going to do this, and I'm really proud of you for doing it. It's fantastic. It can be nerve-wracking, but it's easy.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
It is, because after this one today, you'll...
I'm done.
You're so done. So, yeah. Anyway, it's a pleasure to have you here. Thank you.
Thank you.
And why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself a little bit and share with the audience a little bit about what you do and like who you are, what you do, and how you do it.
Okay. I'm Eileen. I own Rag Street. I've been working there for almost 10 years. Have owned it for about 5.
Now, you moved it to this location.
We did, yeah. So we moved next to the Fresh Market on Southeast Ocean Boulevard. So this is actually like we've been here a year now, which is crazy. So we were over on US 1.
And you're open during renovation over there.
Yes. But we have a cool fence. We were thinking about asking them to leave it permanently, like a permanent fixture, to make it.
But you can't see your windows through that fence. We need that fence taken down.
I know, it's true.
You do.
It takes the fun out, but the mystique.
There it is.
I don't know.
Okay, so you moved to this location how long ago?
So it's been a year now. So we were at the other location. So we were in Stewart Center for most of our life, Rag Street life. So we were in next to Orange Theory for many years in 2016. And I was just working, like I didn't own the place. So I got to learn how to move a store, which is really a cool experience when you don't have to pay for it.
Right.
So we moved to the opposite corner of the shopping center next to the Office Depot. And so we were there for 2016 until last year. So good time. And then we decided.
How did you get into consignment stores?
By accident.
Really?
Yeah.
Because it's really unusual.
It is. And it's something I never even thought about. Because I went to school for math, actuarial science specifically. I didn't really know what I was going to do with my life. I'm like, I like numbers. I can't teach, but I like numbers. And I thought I'd go into the insurance industry. And then there weren't any jobs. So
other than that,
yeah, I'm living in North Carolina with my husband, and I started managing a coffee shop, and I'm like, this is cool. Kind of need something different. And my parents, they lived in Florida at the time, and they were like, hey, do you want to come, change of pace? You can move down here, and you can work for us for a bit until you figure out what you want to do. And I'm like, oh, okay, all right. So I started working at their consignment shop, and I fell in love. I did not ever expect to fall in love with any job as much as I have.
That's so cool.
Yeah. And it's something so different. Like, I didn't grow up in like the fashion industry or resale or anything, It's always been just random things
Math.
Here and there. Yeah, exactly. Numbers were my thing. So, yeah, I fell in love immediately. And then my parents, about 5-6 years ago, they were like, we're thinking about selling the place. And I'm like, pick me. I would like.
Really?
Yeah.
And you bought this from your folks?
I did.
Awesome.
Yeah. And now they're off sailing around the world. And I couldn't be happier.
Does that mean you paid too much?
I mean, sometimes I wonder.
Well, it's exciting. I mean, the store, you walk in there, it's very bright, and you see all the different things that are in there. It's really a cool way to shop.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
That's another thing that struck me when I was there. It's like, so if you could really have that conversation and kind of coach us on how that works, because it is a way for anybody in your community to make money off old goods or things that they don't use anymore, or things that they love, and they just, I don't know, maybe want somebody else to appreciate it. But you can make money if if I've got things that I could drop off there. You pay once you sell it. If I come over with some things for you, you assign that to me. You pay for that, and then I get it when you sell it.
Yeah. So most of our things, I mean, you're not going to make a living off of consigning with us, but you bring in your things, we look them over, and we let you know what we're able to use. And then, so we have a 60-day consignment. So we try our best to sell everything that we have. Like you bring in, we know our market, our store has been around since 2003. So we have an idea of what our customers are looking for, which changes, every year, but we kind of get to
What don't
know.
they want? What don't your customers want?
So, toothbrushes.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. It's very cheap though.
I mean, yeah, but the market for used toothbrushes is really, the dentists don't like it either.
Yeah, understood.
Yeah. So, we do our best to sell the items, and if they don't sell, then we donate them to one of our charities like hospice, or the
Oh,
Humane
cool.
Society. Yeah, so trying to give back, because they have the thrift stores that they can sell the things in and earn money for.
And then wasn't it you have 500 new items a week?
At least.
Incredible.
Yeah, pretty much 500 is like the low end.
So you're always moving stuff through there.
Everything changes. So, like every week, everything is always different. Things come in and go out so fast. Sometimes someone will see something the night before, and then they'll come back the next morning and they're like, well, where'd it go? Well, you waited too long.
That's what Lucy's going to do with all those Louis Vuittons that you have over there.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's always changing. And we always say, oh, it's kind of like Christmas morning. You never know what's going to happen. Like, who's going to bring what in? It's always different.
It's exciting for sure.
Yeah.
And then what sets you apart from your competition?
I think it's just the difference of what we take. Like, because we mix home decor, furniture, and clothing, and accessories and jewelry. So, like, there aren't many in the Treasure Coast consignment stores that take everything. Like, there's furniture ones or there's clothing ones, but we've tried to mix it up and, create.
I have a little bit of everything.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone does.
It's cool. And then think I heard one of your employees say something about your gems, like the jewelry there.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really know what it is, or do you? Or
Right. So we take all jewelry. We're able to tell if something is gold or if it's silver, but we're not really sure because we're not gemologists. You got to go to a lot of school for that. I've known a couple in my life, and I'm like, I don't know how you do it. They can just like glance at a stone and be like, oh yeah, that's.
or aren't there machines that can do that for you?
None that I've found that are affordable.
I mean, do people come in there with actual?
They have, yeah. So we've gotten some really cool things. We haven't really been able to say, this is 100%. So we can't price it necessarily as, oh, this is a diamond ring, like 50-carat diamond ring. But we always talk to the consignor, the person bringing it in, and let them know, hey, you can go somewhere else, like to a jeweler and sell it there, or you can leave it here and like we'll do our best. We'll try. And it's worked out every time.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Good for you. Tell us about the inventory at your shop, like with such a diverse range of products from apparel to home decor. What's the process for selecting and curating the items to ensure a cohesive and appealing inventory? That's the hard part, right?
Yeah, that is. And so experience, basically, I've been there for 10 years and still sometimes I'm like, oh gosh, I don't even know. Is this something that we can sell? So looking back on previous inventory and talking to like some of the other people that work there, like my coworkers, they have different experience, and just trying to learn about the item more from the consignor, the person bringing it in, so that we can sort of figure out how we can sell it, or if they went somewhere else, that maybe it might be a better market, but typically, yeah.
A lot to take in.
Yeah, it's always a different thing. You never know what's going to happen. So it's.
Okay, so what about walk us through the process of selecting items for your upscale collection? Like we saw Louis Vuitton in there.
Yeah. So those things, like we have, thankfully, companies out there that are able to help us authenticate them, because there are thousands on thousands of designer brands that I don't know them. Like, anyone that knows all of them is crazy. That's too much to know for one person. So we have programs like Entropy is one of them that we use that helps us authenticate like the Chanel and the Louis Vuitton to make sure that we're not selling, fake items, because that's not fair to our customers. And also, Chanel and Louis don't like that
No, they
either.
do not. They do not. You can get in
Yeah,
trouble for that, right?
yeah, yeah. It is illegal.
So, and then you ensure the quality of those pieces and the appeal of the pieces. We're also interested in how Reg Street balances offering luxury items while maintaining affordability for your customers.
And that's 90% of it is communication, like letting people know when they bring them in, you're not going to make a ton, but it's just been sitting in your house. It's not doing you any good there either. Bring it in and
So true.
we'll find a good home for it. So it's communication, 90% of it.
Okay, what about quality versus variety? Because you have all sorts of things. I mean, from
Why not both?
what's that?
Why not both? Quality and variety.
Well, why not?
Exactly.
So
Sorry.
how do you set the store up?
Um, so we like a mix of everything. It keeps things exciting, and someone coming in looking for a Louis Vuitton bag, they might stumble upon, oh, well, I really like, this vase that you have. And I didn't ever think about buying anything other than a Louis, but now here I am, like, oh, and there's jewelry. So, like, kind of lure them in with the variety.
That's great. Okay, what advice do you have for individuals looking to consign their items with Rag Street, and what sets your consignment process apart from others?
So I don't know that we're very different from other consignment stores, because every shop has their own, unique way of doing things, and it works for them, and what we do works for us, and so it's just a different style. Like, the fact that we do take like small pieces of furniture and jewelry helps some people, like, oh, okay, I'm gonna take things there. Just a one-stop shop kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah, and as far as the advice, just do it. Like, if you want to get rid of something, or if it's been hanging out in your closet for a little too long,
What's too
just,
long?
well, I
Isn't there
mean,
a rule of thumb for that?
the things
Not for you.
the things that, like, if you haven't used them in a while, why do you want to keep on hanging on to it? Like, you can clean it out,
You should see my
replace
closet.
it with some things. You have a full
I go
closet?
through with my girlfriend, and she's just like, "Let's get rid of stuff." So I think I've moved several times since knowing her, and we've gotten rid of so much stuff. And I still have way too much stuff. I can't even believe what I hang on to.
Yeah.
It's so weird to me. I have a suit that I haven't worn in 20 years sitting there. It's brand new. I've never worn it. It was a very expensive suit.
Yeah. Well, okay, that makes more sense because men's clothing is harder to consign. So I can see why you're hanging on to it.
I haven't worn it. I might as well just get rid of it.
Yeah. And that's kind of the thing. Like, you got to clean out and like change it up and bring some things in. Sometimes, some people consign at our store and then turn around and spend all the money they made from the consignment to to just revamp and like redo their house or redo their closet.
A lot of consigning.
Yeah. Oh, some people come like 3 times a week. It's a
Really?
lot of fun.
Gosh, I'm not so bad after all. What's Rag Street's most memorable or remarkable consignment item, and what it made it stand out?
It's a very unique item that comes to mind. It's I don't know exactly how it's pronounced. I think it's a howda or a hoda. I'm not exactly sure how it's pronounced. But it's the thing that you put on top of it, as if anyone has this. It goes on top of an elephant, like to ride on an elephant or like a camel or something.
Yeah, the definition is the seat of a covered pavilion on the back of an elephant or camel.
Yeah, that thing. Yeah, someone consigned one of those. I know.
What a funny item to have.
Yeah, and it was, and that's the joy. Like I said, it's always, you never know what's gonna happen. It's like Christmas every day at Rag Street. So like this thing comes in, they're like, "Do you have room for it?" And this thing, I would say it was probably 6 foot by 6 foot.
Jeez.
It was took up a lot of space, but it was super cool. It didn't last in our store very long, and also like
It didn't?
no, it sold very fast.
To who?
A very
Somebody with
cool
an elephant.
person, yeah,
That's
in Stuart,
wild.
Florida.
Yeah, that's
All the
wild.
elephants flying around.
That's so weird.
Yeah. Yeah, so that I would say that one, I don't know, it always sticks in my head. We always get crazy things, but that one shows the versatility of like what we take. Like it's always something different.
And then you
Always
you
crazy.
you also have like a strong sense for community in the communities that you serve. What is there any reason for that, or other than
Cuz it's fun. We love like, and that's one of the things, like as people are bringing things in or they're buying things, like you get to know the people shopping and consigning at Rag Street, like getting to hear their stories and learning what they love, and what they do is really a cool way to connect with the community. And like then sometimes they'll come and they'll be talking about this fundraiser they're trying to do, and so then we kind of like, oh, okay, well, what if we turned it into a fashion show and like make it a more fun kind of event? It's just really cool being able to like learn different ways to help
very cool,
random,
nice.
yeah.
And lastly, what's next for Reg Street Consignment? Are there any exciting plans to expand or another location or
I don't know about another location just yet. One location is quite a lot. It's a lot of fun. But I think we're working on launching a web store so that people that, because we do have people that shop here when they're in town, because snowbirds, they come and go, and so we thought, oh, if we could start a web store, then they could shop all year when they're not in town. So
have you?
that's
Do you know My Living Media? They do that kind of work.
ah,
They could help you with that
if
thing.
only I knew
Yeah.
someone.
Well, you know what? If you think about their name, just let me know and we'll get the word out for
Okay,
you.
yeah, yeah.
That'd be
I
awesome.
gotta rack my brain.
And then if you're to have one thing you'd want your audience to take from this podcast, what would that be?
Have fun.
Actually, I think that's really smart.
Yeah, you know? And also, if you're cleaning out your closet, if it doesn't bring you joy, get rid of it.
I
There's
like
so
that.
many so many ways to get rid of things. Like you don't have to consign it. You just, if it's not making you happy, but also have fun.
I wonder if there's anything you could do like that for the community where you get them to bring on anything that they, like clothes or whatever it might be. We're having a day where you just bring it in. Can you imagine? I mean, the stuff you might get. I think it'd probably be amazing.
I feel like we do that every day.
Yeah, but this would be a ton, a lot. And then, how do people follow along with Rag Street Consignment? Is it shared through social media, profile names, website, address?
Yeah, so we do have Rag Street on Facebook, Instagram. We have a website, which hopefully will be a web store soon. It's ragstreet.com. And you can always stop into our store. We're now on Southeast Ocean Boulevard near the Fresh Market. Yeah, 772-219-0818.